They watch the Arm Historian one, they're like, I didn't know this. I didn't know this when I lived on a farm. I didn't know. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, but the rise and fall title hurt me in my feels a little bit.
Are you worried about losing to a heavyweight?
That's too little. I'm just curling your weight with one arm, so you're just too small.
And do you think that's going to matter, though? When I put the weight right in the spot, when I come in, or when I hit your fingers? Do you think it's going to be a curl?
I think I won't be even able to feel him, which is slightly sad to me.
Who's that arm wrestler? It's Cobra Rhodes.
I am ready to arm wrestle now. Can I arm wrestle now?
Another, in my opinion, rather flagrant use of the move comes to us courtesy of Travis Bajent. He pulled the old javelin out of his bag of tricks in a match versus the notorious Michael Todd during the equally notorious, pseudo-cancelled WAL Finals of 2017. Although I think it's pretty obvious what Bajent was doing here. Most of the online backlash went towards Michael Todd for his, in my opinion, pretty understandable outburst after the match. There have been others using this move, but in most cases, arm wrestlers in the public Hello. How you all doing? Morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you might be. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday out there. Let me put on some music for us. There we go. Let's use in chat. Muscle Bike, how you doing? Reminding the people to hit the like button. Yeah, go ahead and do that if you can, guys. Let me quickly change some stuff up here so that the chat highlight isn't obfuscated. There we go. German Game, how you doing? Good to see you. Tomer, what's up, my man? Hope you're doing well. Spermies, how you doing, man? Sweden Arm Wrestling Television in the house. Hey, what's up? Says, hey, how was Arm Wars Dark Card? Saw you arm wrestle Coach Ray. Yeah, more like dominate Coach Ray. Hey, German Game, how you doing? Good to see you, my man. How's the hunt for the Arm Wrestling Club going? German Games got some good and some bad news. Bad news, Amazon apparently lost my table. But I've had my first arm wrestling training today. Awesome. Did you find a person somewhere? Like just one guy somewhere or an actual club? That's really good to hear. Not on the table, but on the finding someone to arm wrestle with front. Yeah, awesome. I remember when I first started arm wrestling. Really exciting. So how you all doing? What's been going on in the arm wrestling world? That's what we're gonna talk about today. Also probably gonna look at some East versus West matches. Give a couple of like preliminary predictions on them, although we'll have a big East versus West predictions live stream next week. Because I believe the event isn't until another 2 weeks. But yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit today. Also, maybe touch on the whole Ryan Bowen, Tom Holland drama. Been wanting to get you guys' take on that. He found an arm wrestling club. Awesome, German Game. Relatively close by, or do you have to travel far? Sweden Arm Wrestling Television coming in with a super chat. A member for 60 months already, which is crazy. Thank you so much for the support. Swedish Arm Wrestling Television. Sweden Arm Wrestling Television. I'm so sorry. It's like people calling me arm wrestling historian, right? Yeah, definitely check out Sweden Arm Wrestling Television if you haven't already. He said, let's get Arm Historian to 10k subs before the end of February. One of the best arm wrestling channels out there. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I had the goal to get to 10k subs before the new year ended. So I cranked out a lot of videos during that period trying to get there. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, didn't happen. Kind of deflated. Kind of deflated me a little bit on that front for a while, but yeah, I'm like busy, very deep into making a video and trying to get it out as soon as possible. Also been working on another very big video that I've been working on together with a channel member here. We're talking about the channel member. Chuck, how you doing? No, you're not late. I think I'm live for about 5 minutes. Bob Anderson says, Bowen, the master of weight cuts. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. It's been all over the arm wrestling world for the past week, right? So 30 kilometers away, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. If you can go by car, probably pretty good. That's awesome, German game. Really glad. How did it go, your first training? I'm always really interested in hearing these kinds of stories from people. Hey Atlantis, how you doing? What's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, probably will still be online in 20 minutes, although I don't know how long the live stream is going to be today. I don't think there's that much relevant stuff happening in the arm wrestling world, and I kind of want to get back to editing. I know that's an excuse I use a lot, but it's actually true most of the time. So yeah, let's take a look. I think I'm gonna pull up Reddit really quickly to get kind of a feel of what's going on. Also, something I've been meaning to bring up, I definitely want to do another all-time prime fantasy league this year, possibly 2. So I'm kinda in the very early stages of planning those as well. Probably aiming somewhere around March with those. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. If you've got any ideas for those, hit me up with them. I had a lot of fun doing them before. Like the previous edition of them, I'll probably try to invite as many guests as possible. I'll try to be a little more diligent on trying to pin down people earlier than I did last time. German Game says, well, apparently I did very good for my first time on a real arm wrestling table, apparently. It's, you probably were good. I'm not saying you weren't, you probably were. But I think I notice this a lot when we get new people and stuff. It's not so much like lying about how strong they are, it's just trying to encourage them as much as possible, because I think arm wrestling, it's a tough sport if you're just getting into it. It's a tough sport for some people's ego to take, I've noticed. So it's good to kind of remind them that they're really strong and really good at it for just starting. But genuinely, there are people who are really fluid from the first time they get on the table, and there's some people who have real issues with getting used to moving their body against the table, so to speak. That makes sense. Tomer says, would the fantasy league be left or would it be a weight class thing? Yeah, that's the main quote-unquote issue or thing we need to decide before actually doing it, right? Kind of nail down, are we gonna do weight classes? If yes, which weight class? Maybe multiple weight classes, but just reduce the number of participants? Maybe like 10 people per weight class and then an overall or something like that. And the matter of left and right hand is really tough for me, because I think if I kind of want to do left hand because I've done right hand a couple times already. But I think some people would lose interest really quickly in left hand all-time prime. I might be wrong there, but I think right hand would still get a little more attention in that regard. And I want to get as many people involved as I can. Not just for selfish reasons, but also just to get, like, I don't know, a good amount of votes in for the fantasy league itself. I think if it's more representative of what people in the arm wrestling community actually think, it'll be more fun that way. I also try to, because I know there's been some, I don't want to call it outright cheating, but there's been some fudging the numbers by people who probably use multiple accounts to vote. So I might be looking at a way to get around that using a voting system outside of YouTube, but I'm not quite sure yet. Sweden Arm Wrestling Television says Tom had a war with Windaugas 2 weeks prior to the match against Bowen, and for Tom to make a heavier Bowen work really hard says a lot about the quality of Tom's abilities. Yeah, I definitely agree there. I think Tom Holland is an awesome puller. Also seemed like a chill guy. Had the pleasure of meeting him once, although briefly. Yeah, he did seem like a really chill guy. Musclebike says, I don't lie about how strong I am. I'm the best at losing. Good that you're the best at something, though. And I think, like, genuinely, being good at losing or taking a loss is a really admirable quality. It says a lot about a person. So I think there's really something to be said about being able to take a loss in the right way. That's awesome, German game. I'm sure you are good at it. Especially since you've got a leg up compared to some other people, right? Just by being kind of on the up and up when it comes to the arm wrestling culture and like arm wrestling techniques and stuff like that. Fatzekas Alex says 2 weeks out, what match you looking for the most? Let's take a look. I'll pull up the East vs West website. Also, there's been some news on the Core Sports East vs West front, I think. I think they officially parted ways. And East vs West is, I believe, independently like producing and live streaming the event. I'm not quite sure. They might have hired a production company. I'm guessing they have, but at least they seem to be live streaming it on their own platform, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's a good thing, I think. I think that part of it is definitely a good thing. Hang on, I'll share with you guys here so you can follow along. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Transition, there we go. Musclebike says East vs West is no longer a core sport league. Oh, since when and why? Yeah, I think they kind of parted way with core sports. I'm not quite sure on the details of why. There's been a lot of speculation going around, and I don't know if they've publicly said a lot on it. I actually don't think so. But yeah, they did part ways with them, I believe. I've got too many things going on here. On my OBS, need to do a little bit of cleaning up. There we go. Okay, here we are. Sorry about the delay, guys. Some technical things. Okay, so yeah, they did part ways. It seems like right now this is live.eastversuswestarmwrestling.com. So I'm guessing, yeah, it'll be on their live platform, on their own platform. Is what I meant to say there. Fadzeka says the new streaming platform. Yes, indeed, it's a new step to the mainstream. I hope so. Sweden Arm Wrestling Television says taking losses in arm wrestling or other stuff is inevitable. It's what you choose to do with it that illustrates one's character, in my opinion. Yeah, very true. Very true. A lot of things are out of our hands in general, just in live, I think so. It makes sense that you can only control how you deal with it, right? It goes for arm wrestling too, and losses in general in sports. Musclebike says Engen probably tried to force them into a nasty kebab contest. What does that even mean? Tomer says Pradeep said it's because of audio issues, and now they're working with someone else, not independently run. Okay, yeah. That makes sense that they're not actually doing the production side of it themselves. But like I said, I am happy that they're actually hosting the live stream. Or at least it looks like they're hosting the live stream on their own platform. Hey, Brad Butler, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Vadzeka says the new platform has some interesting features, like live commentating from viewers, fan selfies, etc. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So they're actually... Are they using a third-party platform to host the event itself? Like the live stream of the event? Or are they actually doing it in-house on their own website? I wonder. Hey, TOS Move, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. German game really wants a kebab. Yeah, I could go for one. I'm actually still pretty hungry. Although I ate only like an hour and a half ago. My appetite is, yeah, really up. James M says, let's go. Can't wait for this event and look forward to your next video. Keep up the good work, Arm Historian. I appreciate you, James M. Thank you for the encouragement. On that front, there is a video that is getting very close to finish. I've been saying this for a week now, but it truly is. It's been a difficult one. Like every once in a while, there's a video that just for one reason or another, and I think some of the true insiders will know some of the reasons, but it's more difficult to create than others. I'm thinking about the Engin video was kind of the same way. And yet this one definitely is the same. It's yeah, it's taking me a long time just to get the tone right. There's been a couple of times where I've cut certain pieces and then adjusted kind of what I've said there, and then yeah, had to remake them, etc, etc. So it's a tough video, but I think it might do well, hopefully. It might ruffle some feathers and maybe some people will start disliking me a little more, but that's okay. Brad Butler says, so this is news and I'm 50 minutes late. Where is the pay-per-view available? On the website itself, on the East vs. West website, it seems. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Bob Anderson says, do you expect any upsets on this card? Let's take a look at the card itself. Thank you for segueing me kind of into that, Bob Anderson. I appreciate you. Otherwise, you would be stuck here for a long time. So yeah, let's pull up the matches and go over a couple of them maybe. Do you expect any upsets on this card? Probably. I'm just gonna say that as a blanket statement about any arm wrestling tournament. Probably there's gonna be an upset or two. Sir Bagels, how you doing? Says, I had an idea for a video for you. No one has interviewed Terrence Opperman about his match with Ricard when he was brand new. Ricard now holding Don Underwood in the center and Terry beating Philip. So the video idea is the rise of Ricard with interviews spliced in and such. Yeah, that's a good idea and I appreciate that, coming to me with that idea. It is a good idea. It's something that I want to do more in general. Like, get people to be in an interview for the videos I make on them. It's a little tough sometimes because some of my videos deal with issues that might be a little sensitive to certain pullers that I cover. So yeah, I don't know if it's the right thing to interview them when I have to ask them all kinds of questions that they don't really want to answer, you know what I mean? Maybe. But I definitely want to do that more when it comes to more general videos about certain topics. Yeah. So it's a good idea, and thank you for bringing it to me, Sir Bagels. Fadzeka says you can now buy the pay-per-view direct on East vs. West, but I'm not sure where the streaming will be. Yeah, that makes sense. Some finger sandwiches would be in order, maybe with some peanut butter from Mr. Peanut. How you doing, Mr. Peanut? Good to see you, man. Hey, the Claymore, how you doing? Very good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Another great arm wrestler in chat. Brad Butler says, I'll check it out after Arm Historians Live. You can't put these lives in the background anymore, apparently. You can't? That's too bad. Yeah. I'm on desktop, like, when I watch YouTube, I'm pretty much always on desktop. I very rarely watch on my phone, but yeah, that's very unfortunate, Brad. Skeetle Juice says, no limits will crack a pile driver. Okay, looking forward to that one. I can get you, no limits, he continues to say, I love you. Skeetle Juice with the very with the very divergent messages here. But I appreciate you, Skeetle Juice, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, James, hope you're doing well. Tomer says, I've heard Dennis wants to compete in May at the next East vs. West, so that's cool. I hope his face is Kalinichenko, because I think that'll be good for Dennis. Yeah, I hope if Dennis does want to keep his comeback going, so to speak, that he thinks wisely about his matches. Not only take some legacy matches like he did until now. Yeah, with kind of John and Devon. I hope he thinks a lot about his matches. Which one his next will be. And takes his health into account. That's the most important thing, I think. Especially for a puller that's been that long into the game. Chuck says, hey, Arm Historian, you aren't on Discord lately, are you? I'm worried about you. I appreciate you, Chuck. No, I haven't been on Discord a lot lately. I've been kind of hunkering down with some stuff. Mainly working on a video too. And also another project that maybe I should fill you in on. It is arm wrestling related, so yeah. I'll tell you about it. Juan Espino says, sus. You're sus, Juan. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome. Good to see you. What's sus, my man? I appreciate you, Skeetle Juice. You're the best too, for being here, hanging out with us on this Sunday. Boss Royale, what's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. More the merrier here today. Fadzeka says, Dennis will fight only 2 times a year, he mentioned. That makes sense. I can kind of get that. That's Levon numbers, I guess, although Levon is more like once a year lately. And I say that with some bitterness in my voice. Let's take a look. I'm just browsing through the matches here a little bit. I think that's all of them, right? Full card of all the matches. Okay, so it should be. The press conference will be live 2 hours earlier than the above times. The day before on February 14th. Okay. East vs. West. Engin Terzi and Devon Lerat YouTube channels. I think that's quite normal, especially when Devon is on the card. He usually also hosts the press conference on his channel. Muscle Bike, I'm running into the familiar problem of running out of patience and money, which I'm sure a lot of us can sympathize with. Boss Royale says, I have never wanted to see a match more than Vitali versus Devon. Hopefully that will be the next East versus West. I hope so. It's one of those matches that has been talked about now for at least since the Devon Siplenkov match in 2018, but even before that. So I'm guessing for close to a decade people have been talking about that match, possibly a little longer. Although it's not like Vitali's that old, right? The Claymore says, hey, Muscle Bike, I won't be going. Hurt my pec at Arm Wars. Okay, now, but I need to fix the problem with training and get it seen to. I hope your pec will be doing alright. The Claymore. It's awesome that you were at Arm Wars. Bob Anderson says, pretty sure Devon is pulling Morozov at next East vs. West. Yeah, there's been some talk about that, right? On the left hand. I don't really Like, is that really a match? Is Devon's left really at the level of Morozov? I don't know. Seems like a stretch to me, but yeah, what do I know, right? Let me quickly grab a drink of water here, guys. 1 second. It's more like a jug of water. Yes, very good. When is the press conference, says Boss Royale? 2 hours earlier than the above times the day before on February 14th. So yeah, there you go. So 3 p.m. GMT or 5 p.m. CET on February the 14th, 2025. To be exact, that's where when the press conference will be on East vs. West YouTube channel, Engin Thursday YouTube channel, and Devon Larratt's YouTube channel. Tomer says Devon is always calling out everyone except for Vitali. If the match doesn't happen soon, people are gonna be getting pretty annoyed. Yep. I think people are already way past pretty annoyed that the match isn't happening or hasn't happened yet. The Claymore says, yeah, I've just joined the gym and now training whole body first time in 6 years. Awesome. Awesome. I think that's an important thing. I can only speak for myself in that regard, but I think it's helping my overall, like, strength and mobility on the table. Just doing a full body training. I do some specific arm wrestling training too, but yeah, I try to do both. Boss Royale says also, if you've seen Devon talk about Vital, you can tell that he actually admires him. It seems Vital is the only Russian Devon respects. Might be true to a degree. I don't know if it has a lot to do with the fact that they're from Russia, necessarily. It's just, I don't know. I don't think Devon particularly loves Dennis, and that's not really a surprise to anyone, I think, that's seen them interact in the last couple of years. Probably also a lot is for show, though. Hey, Red Rabbit Resistance, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Chuck says, are we doing some prediction live stream next week? Yes, indeed. I talked about it at the start of this stream. I'll reiterate here for people who joined later. I'll be doing a full prediction stream as I do before almost any event. Next Sunday, same time, same place. We'll be going over every match in detail. We can talk about like a couple of matches here and there, or like favorite match, something like that. But yeah, we'll be doing a detailed live stream about the predictions next week. Brad Butler says, I don't think Devon feels ready for Vitali on the left. On the right, he says he'd rather pull him after Vitali pulls Levan. Yeah, I think Devon... I don't know, I just don't see Devon's left having any business with Vitali or Morozov's left. I don't see him having much of a chance there, but who knows, right? Yeah, I agree, Tomer. I agree there. Red Rabbit Resistance says, can I self-promote the Devon song music video here? I made it this morning. Yeah, for sure. You have it uploaded on YouTube? I can watch it on live stream, if you're okay with that. And if it's not too vulgar or something. Also, if it doesn't contain any, like, explicitly copyrighted material, that'll get my channel striked. I know that's a lot to ask, but yeah. Those are kind of the conditions for showing something on YouTube Live. think I'll get my squats better, says the Claymore. Awesome. I should do the same. Boss Royale says, I don't understand why Devon still has beef with Dennis when he's already beaten him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much actual beef there is. It does seem that way sometimes, like there's some actual something going on there. We need a Hadzimura Zoloev rise and fall. the entire Zoloev family is quite a roller coaster ride. I think I kind of want to make a video on the entire family. But it's a question of how will I frame it, right? The craziest family in arm wrestling, something like that, maybe. But yeah, I've been toying around with the idea of a video on the entire Zoloev family. Bob Anderson says, I think Devon left is a lot better than we think. Might be. A lot of people are saying that. Okay, Red Rabbit. I'll take a look at it. Is it on your YouTube channel? Let me see if I can find it. Otherwise, you'll have to send me a link on Instagram or something, because I don't think YouTube allows links. Or maybe if a mod can find it and link it on chat. But I'll see if I can find it first myself. Red Rabbit Resistance. Take a look. I think I found your channel. Yeah. Is this your channel? Interesting. Mr. Peanut says focus on core training can increase upper body strength up to 20%. Work that core. I agree, man. That's good advice. I've heard something about Angerbayev some time ago. That he's getting back on the horse, so fingers crossed that he'll be returning soon. Vadzeka says a video on the Zoloev family would be banger, never seen before. Keep the good work, historian. I appreciate you. Thanks for dropping by, Vadzekas Alex. Yeah, I'm doing these live streams every week, so feel free to jump in whenever you want, or give me some suggestions for videos. I always appreciate it. School Ladyboy, how you doing? Red Rabbit Resistance says it's called Type Match. It's in shorts. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Hang on. I'll Johnny Rotten. Wait. Where is this music from? Is it actually you who made this music, or? Because like I said, I don't really want to get strikes here. And just because it's good on a short doesn't mean it's good for long form or live stream, by the way. Family that trains together strains together. I produced myself, you're good. Okay, awesome. Let me turn it up a little.
Hook you like a fish, shit, sun deep. Water, force grip, make your wrist quit. Skywalker, that move, kid, I'm your father. No limit flow, let's go, big talker. This, that, no limit flow, take your soul tight match. Open top, roll and control tight match. Look into my eyes when I rise tight match. Soldier in disguise when I climb tight match. Strap match, flow, bust your wrist back.
That's not half bad, man. I like it. That you doing the vocals?
Easy money's funny fat chance, no strap. Made monsters cry, 8 goats for a snack. Sign a D, please, on your knees for the L. The Villa Rats name isn't hard to spell. Puff you like a fish, shit, sun deep. Water, force grip, make your wrist quick. Skywalker, that move, kid, I'm your father.
Yeah, I like it. I like the references and
Let's
the...
go, big
Yeah.
talker. Puff your chest, do your best. I'm impressed, tight match. Guess I'm the best in the West, tight match. Pumpkin pancake, power kung fu tight match. Bacon maple syrup, pizza too tight match. Puff you like a fish, shit, sun deep. Water, force grip, make your wrist quick. Skywalker, that move, kid, I'm your father. No limit flow, let's go, big talker.
Yeah, not bad, man. It's not music I would usually listen to, but I can't deny that it kind of slaps. You got AI to do the vocals.
There it is. It's for the king of North America, Devin Larratt.
Be careful with that, man. A lot of people are very opinionated about that shit. I stopped using AI, like images in my videos lately. I lean on them like very rarely before.
Bacon maple syrup, pizza too you like match. Sun deep, water, force grip, make your wrist quick. Skywalker, that move, kid, I'm your father.
I like it, man.
Let's go, big talker.
Rap Butler says I'm not a modern rap fan, but it sounds as good as anything I hear. Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, go give Red Rabbit Resistance some love. Making some arm wrestling related music here. Love it. Actually, he seems to have put some effort into it. Editing the video and stuff. So yeah, well done, man. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Go give the video a view, guys, and maybe hit the like button. I think your channel is relatively small, right? So yeah. Go check him out. He's putting effort into it, obviously. So yeah. Go take a look at Red Rabbit Resistance, and thanks for sharing that with us, man. Appreciate it. It's always good, I think, to see different kind of media covering arm wrestling. In whichever way you can or want to. It's never a bad thing. How you doing, Jacobin? We need a green suit for the Gennady match. Yeah, it would be nice. I'd love to see that. For sure. Red Rabbit says, people can have opinions, but this is above normal AI. I'm in production for a job, I just can't sing. Yeah, the vocals were good too. It's not like it's bad. And I don't know, I don't have a lot of issues with AI, even though I am in the IT field. And it is quite threatening to the status quo of some jobs within my field. So I understand some people's trepidation with it. But yeah, in principle, I'm not really against AI or anything like that, so I liked it, man. Hey, no worries, thanks for sharing. Sort of Beastie Boys, says Atlantis. Yeah, I love me some Beastie Boys. Gotta say, I love me some Beastie Boys. Yeah, Chuck, nice that you're here for today's live stream. Okay, cool. Yeah. Would be nice to see some more arm wrestling content creators. I think there's still some major gaps in what kind of videos are out there as far as arm wrestling goes. And I think it's a niche for if you're thinking about actually trying to grow your channel. It's not easy, let me tell you that, but I think there's still potential for growth, right? So getting in early seems good. It had a celebrity deathmatch vibe. Yeah, kinda, I can see that. That's a blast from the past there, Mr. Peanut. Celebrity Deathmatch. Do they still make videos? Those were something back in the day. Muscle Bike says, I'm stuck at work as always, guys, but this little corner of our community always cheers things up a bit. I appreciate you, Muscle Bike, for saying that. You're definitely like a pillar stone of that community, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely I think your presence is appreciated by a ton of people too within that community. So yeah, good that it's having a positive effect on you, on your mood, even though you have to work. It's a bummer, man, but I'm sure you're doing good work and people appreciate you there too. Jacobin says, my only issue with AI is it is becoming our dark overlord and controlling with the robot armies. Otherwise, very cool. Yeah, that's kind of the Skynet approach, right? Which, you know, could be, I'm not like saying it's not a genuine concern. I've read enough old school science fiction to be, I've read enough Asimov and stuff like that to kind of be aware of it. But it's not like in the forefront of my mind. It's not like I'm scared of our AI overlords taking over the world tomorrow, you know what I mean? But it could definitely be a valid concern to some degree. Red Rabbit says, I entirely understand the threat of AI on careers. I went to school for traditional arts for 8 years, spent like 60K the year I graduated. Digital painting was invented. Ouch. Yeah, although... And I think you might agree here, Red Rabbit, Resistance being in that world a little bit. There's definitely an ebb and flow to these kinds of things, right? And traditional arts in some capacity has flourished during the last decades, or during the last decade or so. Because I think people are especially with AI trends and stuff like that, people are more and more trying to search out for something very genuine. And if you can show people you actually painted something, that's like the ultimate form of this is genuinely my work, right? So yeah, I do think you shouldn't count traditional art out, right? In that way. I think there's still a lot of value to be had there for a lot of people. I know that's not really arm wrestling related, but that's a little tangent there. German Game says, well, sadly, we already have the awful edits, so that is something. Yeah, I do think there's a lot of awful stuff being put out by AI, or arm wrestler intelligence, like Mr. Peanut puts it here. Yeah, I do think there's a lot of like quickly made crap thrown out there. And I'm not a big fan of that. It kind of dilutes a lot of the stuff, in my opinion. Dirt Rabbit said, I'm getting tired of the poor quality arm wrestling content too. Figured I'd get in there and fix that. Well, I try not to throw too many big bricks, you know. I try not to throw too many people under the bus as far as arm wrestling content, because I think anyone who genuinely puts time into making content for arm wrestling, whether or not you think that content is like highbrow or high quality or whatever, I think it doesn't really matter, and that's a good thing in general. Like people putting their time into making content about arm wrestling, I think that can only be a good thing. But yeah, I do think sometimes there is something to be said for looking at what people like to watch, right? I'm not gonna tell people that my content is better than other people's content if the other content gets 10 times the views, right? That just doesn't make sense to me. From a pragmatic point of view, I can't really claim that any content is better if it makes only 1/10 of the views. To a certain degree, you know. Tomer says, to be honest, I think in the future, some soon, I'm talking thousands of years, I think it would be silly to say AI won't eventually take over. I meant not soon. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think it would be silly to say anything if you're talking about a scope of thousands of years. It would be silly to make any kind of definitive claim, I think. Including that AI would have taken over by then. I think it's equally as silly to claim that it will have or wouldn't have by then. You know what I mean? Brad Butler says, not too far away, technology is increasing exponentially. Yeah, what is that? Moore's Law or something? I forgot. That's some kind of law, right? In computing power, talking about computing power specifically. Red Rabbit Resistance says, I agree with you, historian. My sounds very human because most of it is human. A lot of AI media is 100% AI and it sounds soulless. Yeah, true. Bob Anderson says, arm wrestling against AI that can do any style. Yeah, it is quite interesting to think how AI might influence like sport training and stuff like that, right? Yeah, it is interesting. Pure speculation, of course. Kind of. At this point. Brad Butler says, looking at video quality from a little over 10 years ago looks like it's from the 80s. Shaking my head. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Chuck says, by the way, if we're talking about arm wrestling, what do you guys watch? Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time anymore to check out other people's content as much as I'd love to. I sometimes check out, there's a couple of like people whose stuff I check out from time to time. I stay up to date kind of with Aussie arm wrestler just because I talk to him quite a bit behind the scenes. I watch some of Neil's stuff because, again, I talk to him behind the scenes, and a lot of his stuff has been useful for me as far as like researching videos, because he has like these old school legacy interviews with people from a couple of years ago that have proven very useful. But like other content creators, there's Sweden Arm Wrestling Television I check out sometimes. I love me some, he's not really a content creator, but he kind of is, Al Omega Rich, aka arm wrestling fan, aka a couple of other names. But yeah, really great guy too. Done a couple of collabs with him on shorts. Eastside Arm Wrestling I enjoy a lot. Also a really nice guy. Yeah, there's a couple of more channels. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of them that I sometimes tune into, but yeah, I don't really have a lot of time to like consistently check out all of the content, unfortunately. Especially when I'm making my own content. Kind of a lot of time goes into that. I appreciate you for saying that, German game, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna call some of my videos that I thought I did a good job on, did very poorly as far as views and getting people to talk about it and stuff. So I would never call it like very high quality videos, because I feel like I definitely did something wrong in those videos with how I conveyed the subject to people. So by me like thinking about it like, oh, it's just a really high quality video, but people are just stupid and don't know what they want to watch or something like that, or my video is way higher quality than some other videos who have higher views, I don't think that's really a good thing for me to do, because I won't really be pushed to do better with that kind of mindset, you know. I kind of have to look at it realistically and pragmatically and kind of think like, what did I do wrong in these videos, which I can improve on in the next video? How can I convey better to people what I found exciting about this particular subject? Red Rabbit Resistance says the channels who are poor quality know who they are. They make up nonsense and try to capitalize on the success of channels like yours and others. I do know what you're talking about. I make no illusions about the fact that there are low effort channels out there. But it is something people want to see. Chuck says, I used to love performance enhancing pancakes, but I felt out of his content during second Devin versus Lavan when he started milking Devin too much. It's really easy. It's a really easy slippery slope to fall into. I know 100% what you mean with performance enhancing pancakes. I had the same thing, although I have a somewhat friendly relationship with the guy. I think he's even donated once before on a live stream here. And although I'm friendly with him, obviously, I do think, yeah, his content has fallen off a little bit here and there. It's just not for me, that's what I'll say. Tomer says, I think AI is scary because from what I know from movies, it doesn't necessarily have a center. It can split itself and hide in things like Voldemort and his Horcruxes. Yeah, I think that's a very Hollywood take on AI, but you can imagine a situation like that happening to a degree. Ozzy's the man, he's been such a gent to me. Neil 100% too. Yeah, they've both been really friendly to me. I've met Ozzy arm wrestler in real life. And yeah, he's really friendly. I know people have their differences with him. People that I'm friendly with too, but yeah. Can't we all just get along, guys? Red Rabbit Resistance says there are some good channels from India getting big too. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see more from that side of the world as well. I know there's a couple of big Filipino YouTube channels too, which is it's like a good thing and very surprising to me when I first ran across them. I'm talking like 100k subs or something if I'm not mistaken, so pretty crazy stuff. I will be going to the Philippines this year, so I'll try to make my way over to a club there, hopefully. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, here we go. That's better. Yeah, so I will be making my way over to the Philippines and hopefully do some collabs with people over there. Jacobin says, watch a few live streams and a few arm wrestling news channels have a 70% drama slant. Yeah. I think a lot of people do, including myself, to a degree. But I have to be very selective with what I watch, so yeah. Arm Historian's production is top tier as far as the arm wrestling community is concerned. Thank you for adding that little that little addendum there, as far as the arm wrestling community is concerned. Like, my production is very top tier as far as the arm wrestling community is concerned. No, but it is true. I'm not saying that to hype myself up, but I'm saying that to kind of play myself down in a way, as like, I don't think my production is anything crazy. It's just that a lot of people within the arm wrestling community don't put a lot of work into editing their videos. I'm sure a lot of people could put out the same kind of edits I do if they would just put a little more time into it. And a lot of them do, to be fair. But as far as like the internet as a whole, my production quality isn't anything crazy. It's not like it's some really high production value compared to other videos on YouTube. Tomer says, I don't think quality is a guarantee for views because this brain rot shit is garnering millions of views. Yeah, but then don't you have to change your definition of quality? Because part of the definition of quality, if you're looking to generate more views on YouTube, has to be getting more views, right? You know what I mean? If your goal is to reach as many people as possible with your content, like generating views has to be a metric you're concerned with for quality of video. So I don't know, you can look at it different ways, I guess. Chuck says the only thing you do wrong views wise is not enough Devon milking. Yeah, and it's funny because my biggest video is a Devon video. It's still my most watched video at like 250k or something like that. Yeah, we're all a little busy in real life. Red Rabbit. German Games says, well, you gotta look at the other arm wrestling channels who also don't make bad videos and who also have somewhere in the same area when it's about views. So I think it really is because of how small the sport is. Yeah, I agree there to a degree. I don't think so, Red Rabbit, but I appreciate you saying that. But I genuinely don't think so. Work per video? Yeah, probably I am in the top just because I put way too much time into some videos. for way too little payoff. Yeah, but that's just the reality, right? That's kind of how I keep it fun for me, for myself. I try, but yeah, it's not always easy, because it's kind of a tempting thing, you know. It's kind of tempting to make another Devon video. The guy gets up to a lot of things, and you could say a lot about Devon, and I'm sure it would do relatively well, better than some other videos I've put out lately. You can kind of see the same with there's ways to go about it, right? Because I think in my Levon video that I put out, which is doing relatively well for my standards, I did play it up quite a bit in the thumbnail, right? I did do some amount of clickbaiting there, I think. But there's still some value in the video, right? I'm not just putting out completely different stuff and a thumbnail that has nothing to do with it, or a title that has nothing to do with it. I'm always open to people helping me, like Chuck, who's in chat right now, is helping me with a couple of research on a couple of topics. He's been really helpful. There's a ton of people in the community, like here in chat even, come with great ideas, and that have just helped me by supporting my channel, right? But yeah, I'm always open to ideas and help. If you want to offer it, I'm always down to do that. Chuck says, what is your last Devon's video? I mean, Devon is such an evolving figure that you can still talk about something and add something. I'll play it. I'll actually play it in the background here. My last Devon video. It's been a while now. That's true. Like my Engin video, I put so much work into it and it's got like 8K views. So unfortunate. It is a half-hour video, but then again, so is my Devon video. I think my last Devon video was this one. Video idea, the evolution of Devon's hair. I like it, actually. I'd love to put out stuff like that a little more, but I think I have to kind of reserve it for like my social media stuff, like Instagram or Facebook or something. Like put it in a reel or something like that. Because YouTube's algorithm is really fickle. If you put out shorts on your long form channel, yeah, it can go wrong really quickly. Chuck says the problem with many content creator I have is they don't add anything new. They just say the same thing over and over again, or just copy someone's take. Yeah, but yeah, it works. It really, really works. It is somewhat unfortunate, I get you, but not all people do that, and some people find a lot of success with being original too. We can't forget that. Just trying to see the silver lining here. Red Rabbit says, I have a mockumentary script and a psychoanalysis script for Devon being written right now. A psychological. Okay. Interesting, okay. Being written. Like being written by you, or hired someone to do it? Let me grab another drink of water here, guys. Been talking a lot. So yeah, this was my latest video on Devon, my last video on Devon, 1 year ago, 15th of January 2024, so yeah. Maybe this time for another video, but then again, this one did 25k views, which is okay, but not anywhere close to like my previous video on him. But yeah, maybe I should make another video on Devon. It would get good views, probably, at least like 10k or something, which is alright for me. Yeah, maybe. Although, I don't know. Like, what else can I do apart from recap another year of Devon antics, right? That's all that video would be. I don't know if that's good enough to actually put in the work. There's so many topics. The King's Move Social Club, I like that name. Yeah, definitely keep us up to date on that, Red Rabbit. Or should I say King's Move Social Club. I shouldn't be thinking too much about other video ideas. Should be focusing on a video I'm currently making. Well, the 2 videos I'm currently making. There's one really big one that I've been working on with Chuck. That I really want to get out there, but it's so much work that sometimes it feels a little overwhelming. And then another one that Chuck has also helped with, that I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. That it's getting close to finished. It's on like, kind of, without giving too much away, pseudoscience or pseudoscientific stuff in arm wrestling, in the arm wrestling world. That's kind of being peddled to people. So yeah, I hope that'll be an interesting one. People will want to watch that. Hey Roy, how you doing? Opana. Rosanna. Red Rabbit says, if you ever need some art, let me know. I'm always down for something. There's not like anything in particular. Something sometimes that I try to make my own stuff and I try to make it work. I used AI for it before, but I kind of stopped using it. It was like for when I'm talking about arm wrestlers, youth usually, like when they were young and stuff. I don't always have pictures of that, so yeah. That's something where I could use some art for sometimes, that I feel could elevate it a little bit. Those are some small things. Yeah, I'm thinking, let me quickly look at the matches, if there's any match that like really stands out to me that we can talk about. By the way, I don't know if Neil is going live. Usually Neil Pickup, for those of you that don't know or that haven't been around before, goes live with the fix right after my stream. Ends every Sunday. Let's take a look. Yeah, there does seem to be one planned, but there's a ton of them planned. Hang on. Kind of confusing here. Yeah, there is one planned. Okay. Awesome. But yeah, I'll probably keep streaming until about 11 minutes from now, when Neil will be going live with the fix. That's good to know. Roy says, hello, Arm Historian. Will you ever do the rise and fall of Samusha? No, never. Yes, of course I will. Eventually. Although, I don't know if it's really... if right now is the right time, but I will be covering Samusha at some point. Not really in a rise and fall video, but it's just that it's really hard for me to put in the amount of work that I do into videos when I kind of know beforehand that they won't do very well. It's kind of disheartening when you put in several weeks of work into a video and then it gets like 5k views or something. Even though I do it for fun mainly, and it is really fun. Part of that fun for me is engaging with people and having people watch my content and talking about arm wrestling and stuff like that. So if I can get that out of it, it's really hard for me to say like I'm gonna do a topic that I know beforehand won't get that many views. Unfortunate. It's an unfortunate reality of YouTube, right? Of wanting to get somewhere on YouTube. An adult phase on toddler's body was good enough if you ask me. Yeah, that's fair, Chuck. Although there's, yeah, it like depends on how much history there is to a person's childhood. It's just one of the examples I can think of that like, or like, suppose I can't find certain footage for a tournament. Now I usually replace it with footage from another tournament of about the same time. And sometimes in text I'll like make clear that this isn't the tournament that I'm talking about, but like a similar tournament. But when I can't find footage of certain tournaments or certain pullers in certain tournaments, then I think some nice illustrations would be nice in place of that. But not necessarily needed, of course. Awesome, can't wait to see it, Jacobin. I've also heard oppa from the Latvians, and I've heard oppa in Italian as well, yeah, indeed. Quite common saying as far as I know, something like that. Problem is, Samusha will never fall. It does look that way sometimes. Guy never ceases to amaze me. Chuck says, what if Samusha has a magnet in his hand and another one is put into pin pad so it repels his hand and makes it unpinnable? It's funny you say that. Like, it's very interesting to think about how advances in modern medicine might someday influence arm wrestling, right? I'm talking in a bionics kind of way, in a futuristic bionics kind of way. I read something some time ago about someone who was convinced that, who was it again? He was talking about a puller from Wall, I believe. It was a pretty old post. He was talking about how he was convinced that the guy put an iron rod in his arm in order to strengthen it and make his wrist not bend back or something like that. Like, that sounds kind of ridiculous, but I do think it's an interesting topic to kind of think about, like, how could that influence us in some decades down the line? Because you're already seeing some bionic replacement limbs for amputees and stuff like that, so really interesting. Chuck says they put electromagnet in pin pad and engine controls the power. I bet he would. Robbie says, what is Devon weighing right now? That's a good question, Robbie. I don't know. I do know a lot of people are talking about his weight. I think I've seen close to 300, but I don't know if that's actually the case. I don't know if people remember this, but it's happened many times before where Devon has kind of been, or there's kind of been rumblings about Devon coming in super heavy, but then on the actual scales on the day itself not being that heavy. Not quite that heavy. Red Rabbit says, yeah, but Robot Arms is cheating and it's putting service animals out of work. Yeah. Somebody think about the poor service animals. Jacobin says, bionics and human hybrids will require ethical oversight. Yeah, they will, but like, I don't know. Easily applied ethical oversight is another thing altogether. Like, once the devil's out of the box, it's gonna be really hard to keep oversight on anything in any kind of ethical way, just like it has been with any kind of technological development. But yeah, I do hear you. I agree. They would require it for sure, in my opinion. Chuck says the real question is, was Ryan Bluebone overweight? Yeah, what was Ryan Bluebone's weight? Yeah, I said at the start of the stream we would talk about that, but we barely touched that subject. But yeah, Ryan Bowen, the whole drama thing with that. I think Neil is gonna talk about it on the fix, so it'll maybe be interesting. If you're interested in knowing more about that, then probably check out his stream too. But yeah, for those that don't know, like the quick and dirty of it is Ryan Bowen, I think, had a match with Tom Holland at Knuckles Up, I believe, and he kind of weighed in himself beforehand, like 2 days beforehand or something like that, on like, I guess, a good fate system, or the details are really hazy to me, because I just feel like every time Ryan Bowen talks about it, there's like a waterfall of information about like 10 things that aren't really relevant and one thing that is. So it's kind of hard to discern what actually happened there. Bowen is the GOAT. Rules don't apply. Says Muscle Bike. That's true. Very right. Governor, says Ryan. Big Blue Bowen. The F up in weight. Yeah, it does seem that way, right? He sent Tom a picture of his scale and took that as fair bet. Yeah, he also shared some messages, right? Maybe I can quickly pull them up before I finish the stream here, if I'm quick about it. I believe he shared them on Reddit some time ago, Ryan, but he might have... I don't know if he deleted it, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, got it right here. Here we go. Don't know how clear that is for you guys. So yeah, these are messages between Ryan Bowen and Tom Holland, I think. I believe. So Ryan Bowen says, may I request 48-hour prior for weigh-in? I'm waking up at 93 and I'm already 0 carb, so we'll water cut the rest. Then Chris F is an organizer, I think, of the event, says, hey Ryan, we suggest you run this by Tom as we have no preference on the weight cap itself, but don't think it would be fair to weigh in so early. So the organizer saying, basically run this by Tom, but personally I don't think it's a good idea. Seems to be what he's saying here. And then Ryan messaging Tom, I think, just wanted to touch base, see what you're weighing. Currently waking up at 93, got a big water cut. Just wanted to be transparent with you because I'm concerned I may miss weight. I'm going to do absolutely everything in my power to make eating 0 carbs, so a lot of saying it's difficult for him to make weight, basically. Just thought I would be upfront. Tom says, hey bud, hope you're well. Appreciate you letting me know, mate. I know how it is. I would appreciate it if you can get as close to the weight as possible, as I'm actually lighter than 86 at the moment. Thanks again for letting me know. Can't wait for us to get on the table. Just know if you don't make 86, I'll never let you forget it. I'm sure you don't want to be the guy who wants to take over 86 slots but don't make 86. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Tom basically saying, nah man, just come in at the weight in a very friendly way. And then Ryan making some excuses. I near killed myself. I don't know what daylight arrive in New Jersey yet. We'll be in the sauna as soon as I'm there. And then Tom says, oh shit, really quick, you didn't make the 176 weight though, did you? That's really light for you. Moving on, took 4 Lasix tablets. 3 hours in the sauna just now to reach weight, says Ryan. Then he shows a screenshot of Google converting. Please don't post a vid, I look shocking in me jocks. So he probably took a video. And Tom says, you've probably done it a bit premature. Weigh-in isn't until tomorrow. And that's where it stops. So I don't know. I don't really know why Ryan is posting these messages, as it's not really vindicating him at all, it seems. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I think it's just Ryan not being able to make weight in any proper way, right? At the agreed upon time, it's as easy as that. because he would have been pushing up on the wall. Yeah, there's thousands of ways to fake a weigh-in. I'm not saying he did, but there's thousands of ways to do it. Just weigh-in live at the event, like proper sportsman, you know what I mean? Literally, there's like a lot of ways you can cheat your weight, even on video, so yeah. Yeah, weighing in early is one thing, weighing in early with your own scale by yourself is a completely different can of worms indeed. Yeah, it's unfortunate, guys. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I agree with you, Muscle Bike. I don't know about the 99 kilogram stuff, if that's actually true, but I do agree. Bone scale uses Australian kilograms. It was an honest mistake. I see, Mr. Peanut. Yes. The famous Australian upside down kilograms, right? Brad Butler says weighing yourself by yourself and taking a picture and sending it to your opponent is some complete horseshit. Yeah, it is. It actually kind of is. He weighed himself. That's why he was wrong. Sometimes it does feel that way. I do have a friendly relationship with the guy. Don't get me wrong. I've met him in real life and I do talk to him from time to time, so... It's just the way he goes about some things are a complete mystery to me. Hey, have a good night, German game. I'm going to sleep myself really soon. It is about time for the fix, so I think we can kind of call the stream here. I really appreciate you guys, everyone, for being here today. I had a lot of fun. I think like the hour and 15 minutes or whatever it was flew by. And I look forward to these Sundays every time. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Look forward to a video that I'll be putting out, hopefully as soon as possible. I'll try to aim for in the coming days. I think it's going to be a very interesting one, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you everyone for dropping by. Thank you to all our members for supporting the channel. Thank you for everyone that's been here, that's talked in the chat, that's just been lurking. I appreciate every single one of you. Get your asses over to Neil Pickup. Tell him the ARM historian sent you. Maybe we'll get like a cheeky shout out in there. And yeah, until next time, same place. I'll see you there for another ARM historian live. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, you know the drill by now. ARM historian out.